for your winner by split decision, the Zulu Warrior, Bolaji Oki.
What's happening, Fight Week Show fans, Fight Week Show people? Then we are back with another video, and today joining me is the Zulu Warrior, Oki Bolaji. How you doing, my brother?
I'm doing great, like always, and yeah, we got the victory back at home, so we're feeling good.
Oh yeah, I'm smiling from ear to ear. You know, anything that gets you a victory, that gets your arm raised by the ref, we're always gonna be happy with it. Over here, the Zulu gang, over here with the Zulu Warrior, we're on that train, we're riding with you, and we're very, very happy there with that win. But the very, very first question I'm gonna ask you, straight to the point. We know you was preparing for Hadžović, because we spoke
Yes.
to you before you flew out there, and we know you was preparing to get in there with Hadžović. It didn't happen. You got Cuamba. And how much did that switch of a fighter in the last minute, because of, for whatever reason, the Hadžović pulled out, how much did that change your game plan and to accommodate the fight that you had with Cuamba in the end? How much did that alter your game plan?
Yeah, man, it changed a lot, because we were preparing for Hadžović, and he's a totally different type of fighter, So man, yeah, it changed like everything, It's another fight, another game plan. So I had to adjust. Timothy Cuamba is more faster, than Hadžović. He moves a lot. He got wrestling skills, and Hadžović didn't have all of that. He's slow, He doesn't has a good wrestling base, So it changes even the way he fights the totally different guys, So yeah, we were like 4 days before the fight. We knew that Hadžović was out. We studied Timothy, and then we got a game plan, as last minute game plan, But I always try to do the same, and it's strike my opponents and trying to get the finish. I didn't get the finish, but no doubt it's gonna come the next one.
Yeah, I've watched the fight back about 3-4 times, and I could tell the disappointment, but not just the disappointment for not finishing it, but how surprised you were with the result. And I gave you the first and the third, and by my count, that should be a 29-28, at least unanimous from these judges. But even Dana White always put in the Ultimate Fighter house, do not leave it in the hands of the judges, because you just never know what these guys are going to be, what they're going to do. But were you surprised by the split decision result that got read out? Did that
For
surprise
sure.
you? Wait.
For sure, I was surprised. I didn't understand, because for me it was no doubt. I won the fight, like you said. For me, the first round and the third round, even the second round, it was pretty even. But he just took me down, got some elbows there, but it wasn't, except about that, he didn't do much. He didn't touch me. He didn't do nothing. And I was like walking him down. I was always at the center of the cage. I was hitting him with my jabs, and looking for openings. I was the more active. He just ran away and get defensive, and only the second round he put me down just once. So for me, yeah, I was super surprised. And yeah, for me, it was a unanimous decision, never a split decision. But like you said, it's my fault to leave it to the judges, and even after the third round, I wasn't even tired. I was like, man, I can do like 2 rounds more, and I was like, man, I could have him, but he ran away. It was a little bit difficult, and I was also conscious. I was being careful because I knew that he was waiting also for the good moment, the good time to put me down again. So I was like more paying attention, not doing some mistakes, but overthinking maybe, and so yeah, when I see back my fights, I'm like, okay, we got the win, but I'm someone who's like perfection. I'm like,
Yeah.
I want that everything goes perfect, perfect, perfect. But that's how we learn, and I got the experience, and I'm still happy that I got the win. Yeah, so yeah, surprised about the split decision, but we got the win, and next time there won't be any surprise for sure.
100%. I mean, in terms of the way that he approached the fight, and like you said, he has a couple of attributes himself in the grappling department, and maybe in the fact that he was able to take you down as well one time in the second round. Did his durability surprise you, and how tough it was to put away? Because I did say, especially in the first round, you tried to end that fight. You did what you could to try and get him out of there, but was how tough it was, and his durability. Did they catch you off guard? And of course, it being a short notice fight, does that make you think maybe sometime down the line when something like this happens again, maybe you be a bit more selective with the fights that you say yes to when it comes to short notice, because you had to throw away all your game plan that you had for Hadžović for this guy that you haven't prepared for at all. You just had to go in with natural instincts to fight this guy. What was it for you? What was that like for you?
Yeah, so like you said, when you got a different guy coming in, stepping in, but I was still relieved, because for me, if I would have made a choice, I wouldn't change the choice. I would still take the fight because
Mm,
I prepared myself. I'm ready. Physically, technically, and like I said, I can take like anyone. I never pick fights, but when you offer me one, I
mm.
never, back down from it.
Never say
So
no.
yeah, so the thing is that okay, we got another one. Shit happens, it happens, and we just need to figure it out with my team, with my coaches, and that's what we did. We knew that he's fast because usually he fights at featherweight. So he looks fast at his previous fights,
Mm,
so we knew that he was gonna be fast, and he moves a lot, and he has good kicks also. He
mm,
made a KO with his high kicks and everything. He has good wrestling. So I'm like, okay, now we need to pay attention about this, and this, and that changed everything from what we prepared from Hadžović. So we had like 4 days just to prepare for him. And when I got into the cage with him, like I knew that he wasn't going to handle my power,
mm,
and I knew that for him is also a short notice fight against
yeah.
me, and
Mm,
I'm a dangerous fighter for him also,
mm,
because I'm somebody who can take the lights weight
yeah.
super fast,
Mm,
so I wasn't that surprised because I knew what he was going to do.
mm,
And but yeah, he was tough, because I hit him with some good things, but I felt like I could do maybe more, but he moves really good, so I had uh, a bit hard, to find my rhythm and find my thing, because he won't allow me to get into his range and throw my combos. Every time
mm,
I tried, that's when he ran. So yeah, I had to be, to pay attention, not also too much, because that's when he can come and take me down. So I was, in between both, you know. So yeah, so good for him. You know, he could have taken those shots and survive the 3 rounds. And so yeah. But
Yeah,
for me,
man.
it's also a lesson. You know, it's an experience for me, and I grow with it. You know, I learn also from my mistakes. I saw what I could have do better or not. You know, so we it's never perfect. Even in good victories, in good KOs, you can
Yeah.
always look back and see what you did good, what you did wrong. You know, and we grow from there. You know, so that's it about that fight.
Yeah, I mean, with a fight like that, it's as much as it might be disappointment for you, and you didn't get the sort of finish that you was looking for. It's also like a from your coach's point of view. Shout out to the Valon team. Shout out to Da Vinci Fighting. Those guys over there, they do great work with you. It's a coach's dream because now they now have more work to do with you. They now have more things to fine tune for you for when when you get into this sort of situations again. There's more tools in the box for you to really handle the job. But we are in February, and I look at you after the fight. I say, oh, it looks like Zulu Warrior hasn't even been in a fight. He's looking fresh. He looks like he could go to clubbing tonight. No problem.
Always, man. Always. Every fight. After every fight, I'm fresh, man. I can go to the club and nobody is gonna notice that I just fought, you know. And
It's,
that's
it's,
that's it happens all the time. I'm like, yeah, I just fought right there, you know. And they're like, no way, you don't look like you've been into a fight. I'm like, I dodge, I hit. I'm the one who hits, don't get hit, you know.
yeah, well, that's the whole idea, and you do exceptionally well at it. But we know you've said it so many times how active you want to be this year. How many more times can we expect to see you before the year is out?
Man, I would love to fight as much as I can, but I'm not the one to decide, so I'm like waiting for a proposition, waiting and training, getting stronger and stronger, so
Mm.
I always make them know that I'm ready to go, so I would love to be the most active possible way to get back into the cage.
Mm.
So I expect exactly that, Just give me some food, give me some meat. I'm hungry, man. Let
Hungry.
me eat. I didn't eat that much last time, So this time you will see,
You want feeding,
So,
man. You need feeding, man. And I'm with you on that. Can I ask you, is for your team, for Valon team, for Da Vinci Fighting Gym, the people that are in charge of your career, is Hadžović still in play? Is this somebody that you could still look at to try and maybe get that fight, because you put in a lot of work preparing for this guy? Is it still on the table? And if not, who in the division would you say, you know what, if Hadžović is not there, I would like to fight this guy next? If you have to
um,
pick.
so the thing is, Hadžović, it would be great if I could fight him again because, like you said, I prepared for him. So would be good if I can have Hadžović back. But you never know in that sport. So I'm like, yeah, if I can have him, it's good. If I don't, okay, no problem. Give me someone else. Give me the time to prepare for him, and let's go. In my mind, I don't have like one guy. Like I always said, I don't have like one guy in my mind. There's so many fighters in the lights weight division.
Mm.
I can't name them all, but
Yeah,
in time, I will fight them all. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
In
But
time,
everything in his time. So if they ask me to fight someone or someone, let's go, man, let's go, and then let's get into the rankings, and then and no doubt I will have to fight them all, to get to
yeah.
the belts, to the golds. I would have to fight the best of the best, and that's what that's what I'm ready to do, you know.
Yeah, man. In the end, there'll be nowhere for all these guys to hide. They'll have to fight
Exactly.
at some
Yeah.
point in
You
the
can
end.
run, but you can't hide, my man. Zulu is coming for you.
Oh yes, I'm with you on that one. Um, you know, I'm so happy that you've now got the debut out of the way, because sometimes when you're just there waiting to get that first fight, that debut, it's a lot of pressure as well, because you want to do well. You want to knock it out of the park. You want to get your arms raised. Most of all, the most important is getting that win under your belt. Now that you've done that, it almost like you're bona fide, certified UFC fighter on the roster, had your debut, you got your win out of the way. When you now look at some of your people from the African continent, because we also know how much Belgium means to you over here in Europe. You're born and raised there, and a lot of your, a lot of your fighting, you do go out there to represent them as well as part of the three flags that you put out there and represent. But we also know how much the motherland is important to you in
Yes.
Africa, and we got. You mentioned Temba the last time we spoke. How how happy you are to have these people's names, the Usmans, the Easy, the Sadiq Yusuf, Kennedy Nzechuku, Dricos Duplessis, Cameron Simon, all these names coming from Africa. How proud are you that now your name can now be called amongst all these names in the UFC promotion, one of the, if not the biggest promotion in the world? Now you are amongst them. How proud are you to get that debut out of the way and being in and around those names that I just mentioned to you, my brother?
Yeah, man, I feel blessed, and honored to now be finally in the UFC and put my name on it, Oki Bolaji. Bolaji is an African name, Nigerian name,
Yeah.
but my full name is Bolaji Jabulani. Jabulani is my
Mm,
Zimbabwean name,
mm.
Jabulani, Bolaji. So for me, it's a blessing, and I'm super honored to be part now of the African fighters representing, and like all those big champions, big fighters, African fighters, and I'm gonna be the next one, So I'm super hyped up and excited, and can't wait to go back into the cage and show the whole world, what I'm all about, and put my flags, put my flags in it, and having all the the good love and all those things, So now super honored, blessed, and grateful now that I'm UFC fighter now, and like you said, the first fight, it's the most like important also, because it's like also proving that okay, now I'm in, I
You
had my
belong.
first victory, okay, we did it, we can put this away now, let's see further, let's and yeah, it's been a long way to the road of UFC, but here we are now, and I'm here to stay, and here to break some records, get the belts, put my name with all those champions.
Oh yes, and we're here for it, but we're here for the ride, man. We ain't going nowhere, man. We're here to stay.
Yeah,
People, we are here to stay. We ain't going nowhere. Um, you told us how much you love, especially when you go out there to Vegas. We know Belgium is your home, your fighting home, Da Vinci fighting, the gym. But when you go to Vegas, you love, visiting the Extreme Couture. Can we say this, like, is this like a second home for you, because you're starting to enjoy, the feeling of being at that gym, and the people down there know you, the coaches, the fighters down there. You mentioned Sean Strickland, how nice it's been to you a few times that we've spoken. Does it start to feel like a second home for you, Extreme Couture? Because we know how
yeah,
top gym that gym is.
yeah, for sure. Because it's the first gym that I went to train when I came into Vegas, and they were super friendly, super helpful. and you got a lot of UFC fighters, Bellator, all those bigger organizations, and like after 1 week, I felt like yeah, like you said, my second home. I'm like, okay, let's go to the gym, and every day they see me twice. You train morning, evening, and well, afternoon because the evening is closed over there.
Mhm.
So morning, afternoon, and you get really, really used to it, and you see also the same people, the same trainers, So everybody's friendly. You don't have like this one I don't like, this one is, you feel the good energy. Everybody's respectful, and but the second time, what I really I love, it was also to train also at the PI, UFC
Mhm.
PI.
Yes.
I've been into the PI, I'm like, okay, let's go back tomorrow. So I was like, let's go to Couture and the PI also. So there's the both training centers where I love to train, and for me, it's the biggest club that you can have for quality, and for me it was a good experience, good gym, good people, and I loved it, every bit
Yeah.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah, but and hopefully, that down the line, every time that you travel out there, we're gonna see more of your posts. If people haven't seen your posts, I don't know what you're doing. Make sure you're following Bolaji in the description below. Go and support his page. Go and check out his page. He is doing beats and is always showing us, a lot of what you do when you're out there preparing for fights, when you're out there, in your camps and stuff like that. So yeah, go and give him a follow, man. If you haven't followed him, I don't know what you're doing. Go and follow Okibolaji, his handles, his description, everything is in the description below, people. One more question I want to ask you before we get out of here, and thank you so much for your time, brother. You're always generous with your time. I appreciate it every single time. I never take it for granted. I want to ask you, some of the recent events, especially in the fights that we've seen. A couple of them I'm going to ask you. The Volkanovski fight versus Ilia Topuria. That fight was crazy.
Wow.
But when we say, Ilya, he dared to go up before Islam finished him. Some people say maybe
Welcome.
it's too early for him to come back to come and fight somebody like Ilya. You, as a fighter yourself, that finishes a lot of fighters. Do you get that feeling when you're in the cage that, you know what, this guy is a bit softened up for me now? I can take him out. And what did you think of that fight between Ilya and Volk, and the way Ilya put Volkanovski away in that manner?
Man, I was surprised
Mm,
because Volkanovski, he's a great champ, a great fighter. He can do everything. And I felt that he was like maybe too much for his division because he's been the champion for after Holloway.
mm,
He was like unbeatable. But you
yeah,
have Ilya Tupuria, young guy, super super good. Don't take any nothing from him.
mm,
But I didn't think that he was gonna get the job done, for sure, But he surprised me because he has a very good boxing. I love the way he strikes, the way he finds his
so clean.
combinations. He's clean. Sometimes he reminds me of myself.
Mm,
I'm like, okay, 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 Ilya. I got you. I got you. I understand.
mm,
So congrats to him. He put the champ down in a spectacular fashion. And obviously you feel a bit bad for Volkanovski.
mm.
Because yeah, he deserved only good things in his life, and I hope he get everything together and do well for his future. And for Ilya, he's on the top. He's on the top, And what makes sometimes me mad is like, man, he got the same age as me. I'm like, man, he's also like 27, 28, and he's
Yeah.
already the champ. I'm like,
Mm.
damn, I should also be the champ right now. But, everybody got his moment, his time, and so I'm going to have mine. No doubt I just came here, so I'm going to prove to everyone, prove and improve and get those wins, and no doubt I'm gonna have that. But if I do, I think that he's a bit softer. I don't think like that, but maybe because he's getting older, so
Mm.
time is not with you. So obviously, you get younger guys hungrier, and it's not the same,
Yeah.
But you should never take him for granted. He's still a
Top fight.
top fighter. It's like Dustin Poirier against Benoit Saint Denis.
Yeah.
Dustin Poirier is also over age a bit. No, not that much. But
Mm.
you have Dustin Benoit Saint Denis is also the same age as me,
Yeah.
hungry, and he
Yeah.
wants it.
Mm.
So, but you can't take away the Dustin Poirier. You know. You can't take him away just like
The
that. So I'm
experience.
also, so let's see. We're
Yeah.
gonna see in MMA. We never know. Everything can happen. One punch and you're down. And that's what happened with Volk. He didn't see it coming, and boom, the lights out. So props to Ilya. And but I don't think he's done yet. I don't think Volk is done, and I don't think we should take him lightly.
Mm.
And
Mm.
he's still a top contender, and maybe he's gonna get a rematch, and we never know. So
Mm.
let's see.
Let's see. There's the one more fight that I want to talk to you about, and this one here is one that's is it kind of baffled me a bit, but I loved watching it. Very, very entertaining fight. And this was the fight between Merab, Dvalishvili, and Henry Cejudo. When Merab carried Cejudo across the octagon to Mark Zuckerberg, brother, tell me what was going on what was going on in your mind, because Cejudo is the Olympic wrestling champion. For somebody to do that to him, please tell me what you know of Merab, what you know of Cejudo, and these guys, the way Merab really really dominated that fight. What did you think? How impressed were you?
Yeah, man, I was also impressed because yeah, but at the same time, we know that Merab is like a machine cardio. It never, he's like a machine. He doesn't care about nothing, and I like his style. But also we have Henry Cejudo, like you said, the gold medalist, Olympic champion, and so you can't take away his knowledge, of the fighting MMA. He used to be a champ, double champ, so his knowledge in wrestling, his knowledge in everything, so even me, I was like, okay, it can be 50-50. Maybe let me
Mm,
pick Henry Cejudo because I like Henry, but in that fight, man, we saw Merab, taking it into deep waters, and you can see also Henry is also like it's been a long time that he didn't
mm,
fight also, and
yeah.
that's the thing that sometimes you lose even when Connor went back. It wasn't also the same because when you're not active that much and it's been like long time you didn't fight, well, you don't fight as good, you're not like feeling the cage, the energy of the cage. You need to get in there the most possible way,
Mm,
and I think that's what I felt also. And yeah, Merab, when he grabbed he also showed his wrestling skills, against the best,
yeah.
and that shows that yeah, he's a top fighter, and he's going right at the belt, so it's Sean O'Malley, huh? Sean O'Malley is the champion of that weight class.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a tough
Merab
match.
you got the Michael Jackson jacket. He stole it from Sean O'Malley.
True, I remember. Gonna be if they fight, it's gonna be a great match. But I feel that if they have to fight, he has to take him down because Sean O'Malley is such a good striker,
Yeah.
such a timing and everything. So He's gonna be working on his defense and on his cardio also. I know he's been smoking a lot of weed. He's a smoker, but obviously, you can see that there's no that much effect on his fights. But I think he should really work on his cardio, because
Mm-hmm.
Merab is gonna get into him, and get him into deep waters, So I think he's gotta be work his wrestling, grappling, cardio. His striking is like this. If
Yeah.
he can counter him or nice combinations, no doubt he's gonna knock him out. I would like that Sean win, but it's gonna be a good match.
Yeah.
But Mirab, props to him. He fought a wonderful fight against a legend like Cejudo. So he's shown the world that he's on the top of the top, and that he belongs over there.
Yeah, man. 100%. Before we get you out of here, one last thing. Your boy, because I like to give shine to some of the people, the prospects coming out of your gym. You mentioned a few, but I went to look at one guy in particular, and his work is really, really impressed us. And I just wanted wanted you to give us a little bit of a summary on your boy Cedric Lushima, Dracovelli.
Yes.
This guy, it looks like he's a savage. It looks like he's coming
Yeah.
to the top. It looks like he's going to be among the best names that we will see in Europe. But can you tell us more about your boy
Yeah. For
from
sure.
Dracovelli?
That's my man. That's my man right there. Every day we train at the gym. The same gym, same coaches, same energy, same goal. So yeah, it's been a long time training. He's been coming off from injuries. He got so he was
Mm,
out like for almost 1 year. So it's been hard for him. And he came back, with the mentality like stronger than ever, hungrier than ever, and he's like on a win streak. He never lost, and so man, even his last fight, I was in his corner. I was coaching him, and it was like a fight to the death. He was like, I'm not gonna die, until I get that win. He's in that mentality, and he's a great guy, super kind. He's a warrior, so he has every tools to be a top guy in the world. So it's like I said last time, it's just a matter of time until you see them shine. And Cedric Lushima is for sure that kind of guy who's gonna shine. So let's go. He got a next fight not that long. I think I'm not sure. I don't want to say
a wrong date.
yeah, a wrong date, but he should have a fight soon booked already for
Yeah.
his next fights at Bushido, I believe. It's in a
Okay.
Belgium organization. So tune in, Cedric Lushumima, official Drix. Tune in because he's a heavyweight, and man, he can fight. If you
We
like
we
my
definitely
style, you're gonna love his style also.
we're definitely gonna keep an eye on him. He looks explosive, and that's another African brother. So you guys know, Congolese descent, fighting out of Belgium, and
Yes,
yeah, fantastic, fantastic guy. Keep an eye on him, and we're going to be tuning in. We keep an eye on his page, and we're going to be tuning in on that fight there as well. If only because some of your guys that I've been speaking to, um, the problem I'm having is the English language barrier, to be able to get these guys on and talk to them. But
yeah, for sure.
and hopefully, once they get that sorted and out of the way, we'll be able to bring these, some of your guys onto our page and talk to them. Another one is Mustafa the Great. It's
Mustafa the Great. Yes.
Yeah, it's another one, and
Another
this
savage.
guy's a savage, bro.
Exactly,
You
man.
know,
Zulu gang. Zulu gang. That's
yeah,
all in the Zulu
yeah,
gang, my
man,
man.
100
That's my
percent, 100%.
Senegalese heavyweight, great guy, the greatest Mustafa. Big guy, tall guy, and he's a scary guy to fight, you know, and he has also all the tools to become a big champion one day, also as his own. So, like
Yeah,
I
man.
said, only with time,
Yeah, man.
they will shine, you know.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, I'm talking to them. We're having conversations. It's just the English barrier. Once we break that, and they're able to, you know, to do interview, I really want to bring them on a platform and give them the shine that they deserve, you know. So
Yeah, for sure.
maybe even one day, if we can't really do it, maybe we get you to interpret for these guys. I don't know.
Yeah, for
Maybe
sure. No problem for me. No problem for me. But
maybe it's something we can do.
Cedric, he speaks English. Huh? He lived also in London, I believe.
All right.
Was it in London or well in the kingdom? You know, so he does speak English. You know, so
All right. Okay. Yeah.
so
We'll
Cedric is good to go. You know, Mustafa.
yeah.
I don't think so, but yeah, with no problem, I can be there and interpret for them. No
Oh,
problem.
fantastic. Well, I'm gonna be talking to Mustafa very soon about that as well. If that's the case, and you're happy to do interpreting work for us, I would love that. I want to talk to these guys because I know they are special talent that's coming up as well, and I would love to shine the light on their careers and what they got coming up. And thank you so much. The interviews come to an end. Thank you so much, Oki. You are
Thank
one
you.
special guy. Thank you.
You're
I,
welcome.
I never take, you know, your generosity for granted, brother. And I appreciate you always. And hopefully, you know, very soon we're going to be able to bring you back on the channel to
Yes, sir.
do more interviews for us, to have more of your takes on MMA fighters across the UFC and stuff like that. And yeah, up onto the next video. Hasta la vista, people. We're out. Salute. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget we do our Dust Off Shakedown every Wednesday, 9 p.m. UK time. Don't miss it.